Okay, well, I've got myself a big glass jar. I decided to use this one instead. I was going to use a long tool one. I thought, well, why not? I've got enough material, might as well. So what I'm going to do is just finish off here. I think make use of all this. Get rid of the newspaper thing. Use as much of it as I can. Even though I might just throw the rest in the in with the other stuff, and there's already got cyanide, so therefore I have more inoculum for later, I suppose, if I need it. Yeah, this stuff, I mean, the under. So what I'm going to do, add another couple of. So have to be 2.5 for this one. Basically, yeah, move it in. There's nothing worse than not being able to see what I'm doing. So yeah. Some bloke in New South Wales was asking me, what's in the formula sort of thing, and I'm thinking, well, it's the basic. I think I'm using 11 herbs and spices at the moment. I can't really give the formula away without having it copyrighted in my thesis, because it's basically 40 years worth of work here, building up to the big payoff sort of thing, So I try to be as honest as I can, saying, well, I'm using 11 things in here, and it's taken 40 years to get to this point and work it out. I'd love to tell you the thing, but are you able to compensate me for 40 years of my life? If you can, well, I'll tell you exactly what's in there. You can compensate me. What can you give me that's equivalent to 40 years of. It's a skill, fellas, when you know you can do things, Okay, right, now we put that in there, like that. And we do the same thing again, start mixing around. Start off small and mix it around through. You never know, we might see it grow really well in little pockets or something. We'll say, oh, that's the original stuff, or we might learn something along the way. But unless you try, you never know. So I think, unless you go out of these places, you don't know what you're going to find. And I said, sometimes you just got to take the plunge and jump in to get a starting point. You may not be at the beginning, may not be at the end. It's highly unlikely you either be at the beginning or the end, but at least you can work out from that point, sort of thing. You've got to start somewhere. As I said, it's been a 40-year journey. I started with the basics that everyone else did, You read the books, they tell you one thing. It's not the truth, of course, but because they've got this dumb theory, but it takes you a while to start playing around. You then start playing around with all the basic products in quotes. Vermiculite, perlite, all the charcoal, various forms of charcoal, soft charcoal, hard charcoal, learning as you go, coal, I've done coal, polystyrene, various types of polystyrene, polyurethane foam and fines and things like that, floor foam, crushed floor foam. You name it, fellas, I've probably done it. Expanded clay pallets and things like that. Oh, I've been there, done that. Bought the t-shirt, taken the photographs, video, whatever. About to write the book, I would say, on the subject. As I said, I've even done this sort of stuff. This is basically cellulose, and so is bran. Bran is basically very cheap sawdust. As I was saying the other day, you can almost pick it up for 20 cents for 500 cubic centimeters basically, because it does swell up. Now I've got to get this in there, which is going to be a bit hard, so I might have to do it in the bucket in case it falls over the sides, but we'll try. I don't know what it is, fellas, but when I'm dealing with this, my nose starts to run and I find it hard to breathe. So whether there's something to do with that, I don't know. Is that true for bogs and swamps? I don't know if you've noticed that with the clips, you know. My nose is starting to run and I'm finding it hard to breathe. Probably because my nose is running, but you know, have you noticed that? Maybe that has something, that's an important notification there. If you're breathing too well, your plants aren't going to be growing too well or something like that. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but is it fungal? Is it bacterial? You know? Is it just I'm allergic to something that, you know, from my childhood or something, in the around the bogs and swamps of WA or something, and this is like this is a bit of a immune system reminiscence. I don't know. Must be very mild then. But anyway, we'll see. Am I just allergic to cyanophyta, and it's already starting to grow cyanophyta? They grow, you know, they're already present in there and they're starting to multiply? Is that what it is? Are they already in this? It's just we can't see them, but they've been held in a static state. You know, it's too strong in there, but they're still there. They're alive, but they're in a dormant state. I don't know. But as soon as you put them in this, they're starting to grow. I wouldn't think so. If it takes 2 months to grow, that's a very slow growth rate, I would have thought. And most bacteria can divide every 20 minutes, I think. So, yeah, that's a real exponential growth rate. But anyway, well, that worked out pretty well. So basically, this is a 3 litre jar basically to the top, and yeah, that's about it, fellas. It's basically a 3 litre cylinder, I think. Well, there you go. That's about it. Give enough room for, I suppose we'll just put that out in the rain and it fills up and things start growing, and if it gets any more rain it will just flow over the top, just like in the other. Yeah, trying to get a good screenshot for you. Okay, well that's about it, fellas. I'm done. I'm just going to make up another formulation this afternoon. So, yeah, there we go. Okay, that's today's little exercise. Just go and set it up on the benches out there, and we'll keep an eye on it over the next 2 months. As I said, we're about the middle of July now, nearly the time for my son's 19th birthday.